Yes, here it is, the Xiaomi Mi 9, their flagship model for 2019, and right off the bat I can tell you this is without a doubt their best one yet, even though it still has a couple small minor issues, so let's jump right into it. I've been using the Xiaomi Mi 9 for quite some time, and I came to the conclusion that there's an equal amount of 8 points that are good and can be improved on, and I will start with those because I have the feeling that many other reviewers are neglecting these. If you want to see the good points right away, I will leave a timestamp over here. If you are Dutch and you live in Holland, or if you live in Holland and you want to grab yourself the Xiaomi Mi 9, I will leave a link in the video description to Volksshop. Those people are the official partners for Xiaomi here in Holland, and they offer 3 years of warranty. Before I start, I have to share with you that I think that the Xiaomi Mi 9 has an impressive price-quality ratio, and not everything can be perfect yet, I know that. But I think if you consider this device, you want to get the most bang for your buck. Xiaomi definitely had to make some trade-offs, and I understand that. But still, the Xiaomi Mi 9 has a 100 mAh battery smaller than its predecessor, the Mi 8. On top of that, the 3300 mAh battery isn't considered a large one for 2019 standards. At least, that's for me. Regarding the battery life itself, the Mi 9 will get you through the day, but I didn't manage to get 2 full days out of it, and I normally get around 6 to 7 hours of on screen time, which is not exactly on par with other high-end flagship models. With the Xiaomi Mi 9, Xiaomi still didn't manage to put electronic image stabilization or any kind of stabilization in the front camera, while many other competitors do so. The camera is 20 megapixels, so it could even record in 4K video, and therefore it can be a little bit cropped for the electronic image stabilization and bump up the resolution at the same time. Now, on top of that, the focus is fixed, which is very annoying at times as you need to find the sweet spot yourself. The same counts for the focus distance, it's fixed, so I can go all the way like this, but from here somewhere is the sweet spot, but then my face becomes huge. So on top of that, on the rear cameras there's no longer optical image stabilization, which is for me the perfect combination with electronic image stabilization. It's just perfect for the smoothest footage. The electronic image stabilization does a good job, but while panning it looks to jitter or to skip every once in a while a few couple frames. And that camera bump over here is just huge. It protrudes a lot, and even it sticks out from the provided case, and I personally wouldn't mind to have a slightly thicker phone with no camera bump. The audio is with the front and with the rear camera poor, and that's mainly because of its low bitrate, and thus it results in audio that could be a whole lot better, and also it could be quite easily improved by Xiaomi via just a software update. They did have space, or they did find space to add a third camera over here, but they didn't have space to return the 3.5mm headphone jack, which is kind of strange for me. Also, there's no longer a micro SD card slot anymore, and even though there are 2 speakers, there's just no stereo effect. Last but not least, for the price, it's almost impossible to add an IP rating, which is on one hand very expensive, and it will make the device a whole lot more expensive as well. Other flagships do so, and it's kind of a personal thing if you value an IP rating or not. I personally like it because here in Holland it rains a lot, but it really depends on your own personal situation and how expensive you want to make a phone. Xiaomi did take some precautions with the rubber ring around the SIM tray, but keep in mind that it might not be waterproof. And nope, I'm not gonna try that out. I like my Mi 9 and I just don't want to risk it. Yes, I might be nitpicking a little bit over here and mainly on the camera. I think that Xiaomi improved a lot over the last couple of years, but there's still a couple of points that could be improved relatively easy with a software update. Other than that, there's an even amount of good points, and I think that the Xiaomi Mi 9 is definitely worth its money. Before we continue, I would like to ask you to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified every time when a new video is posted. Now that we have that out of the way, let's check the display. And I think that Xiaomi installed an amazing display, and probably the best one they could get their hands on. It might be only a 1080p panel with 60 Hz and AMOLED type, but it's a really good one. It has vibrant colors, good viewing angles and deep blacks of course. And if you enable the auto brightness, it will go up to 620 nits of brightness, which is perfect for outdoor usage. The left button is a mappable button, and by default it will open Google Assistant, but it's possible to configure it yourself as well, meaning you can set it so it will open the camera application, for example. I really liked what Xiaomi did over here with this button, and I think that a lot of Samsung users will like this feature as well with their Bixby button. I've been nitpicking on the camera, but to be honest, it's actually a pretty good one with normal lighting conditions. Photos come out very nice, and the 48 megapixels photos are nicely processed to 12 megapixels, and there's still plenty of detail, an impressive dynamic range, vibrant and accurate colors, great contrast, and overall just very nicely processed images. It is also very good to see that they added a wide-angle lens, and that is my favorite one of the three because of the new perspective that it offers you. You will see soft corners with some chromatic aberrations, but it's very well managed, and they also allow you to turn on or off this option for distortion correction, which is a very warm welcome. For the portrait pictures, the telephoto lens is used by default, albeit that I personally prefer the main sensor for a full body shot. The edge detection is great and one of the best that I've seen, and it's also nice that Xiaomi allows you to adjust the blur intensity. And last but not least, filming in 4K is also a pleasure, except for the panning issue, of course, as mentioned before, but the footage is really smooth and very vibrant. Like any other kind of high-end flagship smartphone from 2019, the fingerprint scanner is here under the display. The fingerprint scanner is fast and reliable, not as fast as the traditional scanners, but the development is going fast currently. Xiaomi also updated their DRM level to 1 in order to watch Netflix, for example, in Full HD, and I think that a lot of you will appreciate it, or at least I appreciate it that I can watch series and just content that I'm streaming in Full HD. The Xiaomi Mi 9 feels really smooth, there's no jitters or stutters, and even though MIUI 10 is a heavily modified skin, it is still super smooth and easy to use. It works just great, and I really like that they've added the dark mode feature to turn almost everything what's white into black to save even more battery. And the always-on display received an update, and now it's possible to schedule it, and there are several themes to choose from, or to customize it completely yourself. So besides that the device feels super smooth, it is also super fast, and playing games is really enjoyable, especially on the highest settings. It is possible to play without any kind of stutters or skipped frames, and PUBG, for example, runs incredibly on the highest settings possible, and the device is not getting uncomfortably warm. Charging the Mi 9 is also super fast with the provided charger 1 hour and 25 minutes, but it's also possible to get the Quick Charge 4 charger, which charges the phone in 65 minutes, which is even faster, of course. On top of that, it's also really nice to see that Xiaomi added the wireless charging feature with up to 20 watts support. Now, last but not least, I believe that Xiaomi has an amazing price-quality ratio and that you can't get more bang for your buck with this new flagship model for 2019. I think that you now have a lot of information with all the good points and all the points that they still need to improve on, which is mainly software related with some over-the-air updates, and Xiaomi has a really good track record for that, so I think it's just a matter of time until they solve these little issues and make it an even more interesting phone. Now, if you decide to purchase the Mi 9, it comes in this super shiny box. I'm not sure if you can see it, but believe me, it is super shiny. Now you can cut the seal, you can take away the plastic, and you remove the top, and here we have once again a very shiny smaller box, and in there we have a 3.5mm headphone jack adapter, and below that we have the SIM popper, and inside there is a case and some paperwork. And as mentioned before, that case fits really well around the phone, except for the camera, as the bump still protrudes from it. And there it is, the Xiaomi Mi 9, a really well built phone that looks and feels luxurious, although it has a huge camera bump. And last but not least, at the bottom of the box you will find the 18-watt EU power plug adapter and the Type-C cable. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have some comments, questions or remarks, or would like to know something specific, for example a benchmark or so, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to check out Volksshop, the official partner for Xiaomi here in Holland with 3 years of warranty. And if you're Dutch, I also made a written review in Dutch with even more information, so make sure that you check all the information in the video's description. Also, don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and then I hope to see all of you in the next one.